Today, I wish to show you the steps how you can go about creating Moni Kalama. In Sierra Leone, they call it pap. Moni Kalama is a dish that we eat for breakfast. It is very creamy and hearty. Measure 1/3 cup of white rice flour. And as someone who likes to eat whole grain stuff, I am using white rice flour because that is what I am used to, and I have not experimented yet with, say, a brown rice flour or a cornmeal flour. I have in this bowl some water, so I'm going to go ahead and we want to do this little by little. Sprinkle the water. And start making the balls like this. So the goal of this is to create rice balls. And you want to sprinkle the water on here as so. Sprinkle the water in here and just tilt the pan and do this. The first time that I created the Moni Kalama, I was certainly doubting myself because it took so long for me to make. And I was like, the balls aren't forming, but it takes a while. And I finally realized that I had to be gentle in my squeezing the balls or forming the balls like this. Because as you form it, you don't want to squeeze it. You want to let your hand loose as you are making this motion. So let's go ahead and add some water. Little by little. And as the balls start to form, yes, you will have some of the rice flour stick to your hand. That's totally normal. All right, we are getting somewhere with this, believe it or not. So as you may be getting closer to the balls forming, I'm just putting a little bit more water and just sprinkling it this way. Tilting the pan or the bowl. And we are adding it gradually from the hand as opposed to pouring it on it, because that will certainly not get the balls to form if you just pour the water directly in as opposed to using your hand to sprinkle it on there. Don't get discouraged. This will certainly form as you're starting to see it. So part of the trick that I learned when I first made this the first time is that you have to keep swirling it in a circular way like this as you are making the balls. It might look like playing around, but when you see the end result, you may understand why it is done this way. So I'm continuing to add some water, but each time that I add water, I make sure that it is less and less than the previous. That looks like way too much, but I'm just going to sprinkle it. Yep, we are getting somewhere. And I do have spoon here. Any excess that is clinging to my hand, I just went ahead and cleaned that off. Yes, you will be getting intimate with your food like this. For some of you who may be interested in West African cuisine, West African cultural food, this is one of the foods that is most loved. So the last time that I made it, I noticed that as the ball started to form, and me just running my hand around the pan like this, clearly if the balls haven't started to form yet, this action would be useless. So that was one of the ways that you can say cheated, I guess, but clearly it worked then and it is working now. Oh my God, I love when those little balls have started to form. So I'm so excited that this is working again, and I get to show you how I did it. And also another tip is you will need to get it into a wide dish as such, because anything that is small, it needs to be in a bowl pretty much. And most Africans have calabash, so they will have their calabash, and that's what these type of delicacies are made in. Calabash is easy because it's round naturally, so it perfectly holds. Yes, it took a while to get to this phase, but like everything else, learning, patience, all the recipes of life, right? And we would buy this food because most Liberian do not make it, and we would buy it from our Islam brothers and sisters that sold it. So when they would come around, they would bring these with extra ingredients and accessories, which I will show you as I'm making this solo. And part of my heritage goes into Islam. So I'm quite excited and honored to share this with you. Yay, look at it. Isn't it pretty? Rice balls. Oh my God, this worked. It worked. So I'm going to continue making it around because these little guys that are here, yeah, they look good and all, but the next step would be for us to boil it, but we are going to freeze it before we boil it. I just prefer to do it that way. So I'm going to continue creating the pearls, the rice balls, so that there is less smaller pieces and more bigger pieces. Feel free to increase the amount. I would just say if this is your first time creating this, start off with only 1/3 of a cup. And when you are successful, go ahead and increase the amount. This can be frozen, so you can absolutely come back to it and eat it for your morning breakfast, which is what this is about. And in case you might be wondering, yeah, wherever that you do create this, there will be some yeah, it's cooking, it's messy, and it's fun. All right, so let's move on to the next step. So the next step is I am going to freeze the rice balls. And for me, I prefer to do that so that as I cook them, they do not stick together. And not that they would, it's just I prefer to freeze them. And I have seen other traditionalists gone ahead and allowed the rice balls to sit for a bit. And then the ladies went ahead and proceed to cooking them. For me, since I am showing you it in a way so that you can be confident to do it the next time, that's why I'm including the step so that you can go ahead and freeze it. So I will leave this in the freezer for 1 hour. And then after 1 hour, that's when I will proceed to the next step,